My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is October 6, 2024. It is, what time is it? 6:19 a.m. I just look at this here. On my last video on PYTE, I think I'm gonna title it. I didn't edit it yet. I literally just recorded it. And I'm gonna call it Nacho the Wingman and Meghan Markle supporting Children's Hospital of LA. Alright, so that's the video on PYTE I just recorded. And on that video, at the beginning of the recording, I spoke about the issues that I had with YouTube, you know, flagging my videos and all of that. So they just did this one just now at 5:03 a.m. October 6th. Today's October 6th. It's 6:20 right now as I'm speaking. So they just flagged one video that was back. Let's see here. When was this video? Let me copy that. There it is here. Let's look at it. When was it recorded? 2023. Okay, so they're flagging all videos. So what I'm gonna do here, all right, they flag it. You know what, guess what I'm gonna do? Select action. This is some of the things that I did, and at the end of this recording I'll come back to see what they did. Guess what is it? First, let's see, let me pause for a second to see if it's a music or a video clip. If it's a music, I could change the music, but if it's a video, I'm gonna cut it. So let me figure out if it's a music so I don't get copyright for this video that I'm talking in now. So I'm gonna pause to see what it is about. So this is something I think I had removed before. They're flagging it again because there's one video that I had and they flagged it and I redoed it and put screenshot completely. But they continue flagging it. Guess what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna cut it completely. You see, this is the option that they gave me. All right, I'm just gonna remove it. I don't care. Okay, trim out the segment. I'm just gonna remove that. I was not planning on doing this at all in this video, but since I mentioned a process that I did yesterday, so for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna do that. Remove it completely. All right, so right now this is saying video editing is in progress. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna open a new tab, and at the end of the video that I'm talking right now, I'll come back to it and see how it's being done. All right, so let's go to let me open another tab. Okay, so this is a new tab. Let me see. That's the only thing that they flagged. They literally just flagged it October 6th, so it's working right now. And I was gonna see if there's any more, but that was the only one. All right, so let's look at some numbers here. 4,440 subscribers, new subscribers, welcome. Estimate revenue $72.68. Analytics, it's like they're moving from each channels of mine to see how they could demonetize it. They're leading up to, okay, they're looking for ways to not only for me not to make money and also for the channel to be demonetized, because they feel like, I'm telling you, this is how I feel and the way YouTube is moving along with my channel. They feel like they have to demonetize my channel. Okay, the last 48 hours, 824 views in the last 48 hours. I'm telling you guys, if you really want like some of the things that I'm sharing with you and you have some extra cash through PayPal or Cash App, you could help support my channel. All right, so now let's go on Twitter. What will I be sharing with you? Okay, so I shared on the last video, I shared things with Nacho, who was talking about Harry and Meghan. I didn't get a chance to record them yesterday because I was away. And I just recorded things in the same video. Meghan at the Children's Hospital. That could have been on our Port of Pure service, but because it's demonetized, I'm gonna put it on PYTE. So now we're covering this. There's some stuff that I saw and which I didn't cover, and I sort of put them in the order that I saw them. These are different things that I came across a couple days ago. I didn't have time to record them. And then here, this is what I saw yesterday. Bojo, who was being interviewed by, what's her name? Camilla Tomney. I was talking positively about Harry and Meghan. So if I could squeeze that, that would be on this video. And then I have politics, I may not even record them tonight. So we are here. These are some stuff I had. I don't remember what it is about. All right, so first tweet. But he went to, oh, okay, now I remember. This you probably already seen. Where they're making excuse for William why he didn't go to Paris Olympic or something like that. My comment should be there somewhere, or did I tweet it out? Because in one of these, I said that Princess Anne was in one of those videos that YouTube videos that I saw. It's two Brits. I think they are sisters, and you know, sometime I watched their videos, and they had some segment, you know, leading up to Paris Olympics, where they show what they're doing and things like that. And one of those videos, I believe they were in Paris already, or either training or in Paris, one of those. And Princess Anne was there talking to another athlete. Okay, and then she sort of penned slightly to show, oh, there's Princess Anne, there's a royal here, and things like that. They didn't, if Princess Anne spoke to them, she didn't share that. It's just while she was doing her vlog, and then she penned out to show us there's a royal there. All right, that's how I knew Princess Anne was over there. Okay, but he went to Euro. All right, Prince William says he missed Paris Olympics over fear he'll give Kate Middleton COVID during chemo. Oh my God, the squad came with so much receipt after that. Phew, welcome back. You have been missed. She's talking about the squaddy. All right, and she went to Wimbledon. These are the receipts. Kate Middleton steps out at Wimbledon amid cancer treatment. All the best photos. The Princess of Wales made a royal return to the championship as she continues treatment for cancer. So what the squad are saying here, this one is making excuse for William, because William is saying the reason he didn't go, he didn't want to get COVID to give to the wife. And here, there's Kate doing her own thing. That's what the squad is saying here. That's not the reason why he didn't go to Paris Olympic. Where have you been? Busy at work. Okay, these are a little more private conversations. So I just want to focus on the headline. Let's go to the next tweet. And I put PYTE. Maybe this should have been on PYTE. Oh, so that's my response to that. Okay, that's the one I tweeted out, where Prince William says he missed Paris Olympics. So this is my response. Should have, could have, would have. The Olympics is done with. We moved on. You know who went to see some of the UK players? Princess Anne. She did her thing quietly. I follow two Brits track and field athletes. It was in their YouTube video. I saw her. No one said a damn thing. One more reason I like Anne. When I say I like Anne, it's not because she's a boy. She just does her thing and then move on. All right, money's pouring in. That's fine. Okay, you want to give her money? Hey, by all means. But she's going to live her best life. That's the attitude that I like about Princess Anne. Will I be giving my tax dollars to her? No. And I'm not living over there. Right, you are correct. Anne just get on with her stuff and never invited adulation. She has always done more in 1 month than Bill does in 1 year. And she's much older. He is as lazy AF. Okay, next tweet. Or maybe I have this someplace else on PYTE. I don't know. So there's more receipts coming in because of that headline saying that he could have gone to Paris and all of that. He didn't want to give COVID. So the squad coming with receipts here. William, I thought you said it was just a cold and people were just quite dramatic about it. Guess who's hyping COVID up now? All right, so there's that. Dublin, March 3rd, 2020. All right, let's listen. There'll be screenshot in between, okay? Or maybe I'll just cut the part and you could see the text and the sound. What did he say? Duke of who? Cambridge? Is that what he said? Somewhere here.
By the way, you just gave me sweating
Alright, he's so dumb it's painful. Thank you for posting this video. Just doing the Lord's work. That's the squad laughing. Is he for real? Yeah, that was all I remember seeing this video, but I completely forgot about it. Okay, his own words, not royal sources, no insider, William's own words. Yep. Okay, you realize the implication of COVID for immunosuppressant chemo patient is somewhat different. Whatever, but the thing here, that headline that I showed, was it from people saying that he didn't go to France to support the athlete is because he didn't want to spread COVID. Guess what? There's masks. He could have worn masks while he's meeting other people and still go and support the athlete. Then we have was it King of Netherlands went with his wife and his children, and there were different, high level people over there. They wear their mask. I don't know if the King of Netherlands wear his mask. I don't remember seeing him with his mask. But whatever. Let me move on. Let me not waste time. And the squad was saying here, he was downplaying it at the beginning, at the height of COVID. Now we sort of have a hang of it. I believe it's still spreading, but we have a hang of it. It doesn't kill people like it used to. But, if you were that worried, you could still wear your mask and go over there. I don't know. Just excuses. Next to it. Okay, so there's more screenshot of him doing different things. Okay, but that one part, going to Paris to support the athlete, he can't do it. But there he is everywhere. This is what the squad was saying here with this receipts. Brits have been so conditioned to accept lies from their royal family as facts that many don't question why Prince William thinks going to soccer football games abroad with thousands of people won't expose kids to COVID, but attending the Olympics will have. I mean, come the F on. Alright, so this is exactly what I was trying to tell you. This is the headlines giving excuses for him why he didn't go to Paris. And there he is here doing all of this. Look at him. Did he care about COVID here? Look at he bring his own son there. Did he care about COVID? Oh my God, look at their faces. There they are here again. Did he care about COVID? I don't think so. Let me just stop. I was thinking of something, but never mind. I think the critical bit you're not highlighting is the during chemo part. Stop looking for shit where there is none. Okay? Yeah, sure, Richard. Let's see here. So you're telling me that Kate wasn't on chemo and immunocompromised during Wimbledon mid-July 2024 and when Prince William attended football games in Germany around the same time, but was on chemo and immunocompromised weeks later and mid-August 2024 during Olympics. Intermittent cancer indeed. It's just excuses they're making for them. Alright? These are just excuses. You could pause and read. Alright. Don't forget Taylor Swift concert. Oh my God. It just popped up at the bottom. Don't forget Taylor Swift concert. Yeah, with the kids too. Alright, so that's that. Let me move on. Alright, so this one that I saw yesterday, I put that on the list. Look at him. He doesn't give a shit. No eye contact, nothing. Is that the king of Spain? I think that's who he is. Alright, to the person who is greeting George, he's like his father and doesn't care. Yeah, I think that's king of Spain. No eye contact, nothing. To show respect. Just the eye contact. Oh my God. There's me here. He's like, zzz, move along. Can you imagine you as a royal child being introduced to the King of Spain and you don't show courtesy? Unbelievable. His upbringing is lacking. You won't say, giving that his parents constantly making excuse for not working, quote, because they prioritize bringing up their children. How could three men all in the same space all have different experiences? Rude. Yeah. As a child, I spoke about this in some of my videos where many other cultures, you see it in Asian cultures and African cultures as well, where children have respect for their elders. This one, they don't show a damn thing. Have respect for your elders. It doesn't matter if you're royal or not, but have some sort of courtesy to someone who's older than you. Wait, this man is a king, right? King of Spain. Wow. What is he teaching those children? Yeah, I didn't know that. Willie thinks it's going swimmingly and George doesn't care. All three men had a different experience. Okay? What a lack of respect from George to the King of Spain. Toby doesn't teach him education. He will be the same as the father. I taught my daughters to look at the person they greeted, okay, out of respect and friendship. Yeah. He didn't even give the eye contact. Those kids have no respect for their parents, so I won't expect they have any for others. But yes and no, but sometimes there are ways where people behave in their household, in the comfort around your friends and family or something like that. But when you're in public, there's a different way of, of behaving. You show respect. You control yourself in a way. Alright, those kids have, okay, I just read that. More fool today. I didn't even know the man shaking George's hand is a king. No respect at all. You see, there's that. Just the basic aspect of the person is older than you. Show respect. Whether he's a king or not, you are a child. He is a child. Have respect for someone who's older. The same way for his father. He should have respect for his father. Alright, next tweet. Nice to read. As history unfolds, it will likely be Harry, not William, who is remembered as the brother who truly understood what it means to lead. Alright, so that's a retweet here. Okay, this looked like, okay, I thought it was a long thread. I forgot what is this about. Okay, how Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, found happiness while Prince William struggled. Prince Harry is love, Prince Harry and Meghan. Alright, so there's an article here. Let's go into that. Let's pause. Okay, it has been documented in books, interviews, letters, film, documentaries, and articles that Queen Elizabeth II's father didn't want the throne. Queen's mother hated Edward VIII for abdicating, which she believed shortened her husband's existence. The throne doesn't represent good to all in the family. Then the mother, Mary Ann. So these people, they want fame. They want all the cheer and adoration. I don't know what they want, because I don't know if peace and quiet, where your mind is at peace and things like that, take priority. Your health. But I don't know. I really don't know. I think Willie wanted to divorce Kate, but she had cancer. I don't think she had cancer, so he could not. She does not want to work. Kate says she wants to raise her children. You're reading, that's the tabloid headline. They're making BS. Okay, she has drivers, nannies, cooks, maids, secretaries, medical team, and PA. She is lazy. She is not people. Kate, you are a working royal. Whatever. Let's go back. There's this. Okay, the British royal family there's the F word here. The toxic British media have put in print their racism toward Harry and Meghan, Nigeria and Colombia. The toxic British media, all of them, have shown there's the A word here. Anything they say will be seen through the lens of they are racist and ignorant. History will not be kind to Kate. This is the thing I don't understand with her. She married Anne instead of showing some sort of respect for just the basic respect. She doesn't have to go out of her way. I can understand the position that she's in, where the husband looking for royalty meaning that you with them or you not, this kind of thing, royalty. I could understand the husband is looking for royalty, but due to the fact that when you marry into the family, Harry was, I believe, the only one who showed her some sort of a respect. The husband didn't even show her any respect. But you go out of your way to disrespect Harry's wife. Okay? The same position that you married and you then give that same kind of basic respect to Meghan. That's her problem. This is a baggage for God. She could deal with it. Like I was saying, I could understand the husband need royalty to be on his side, but the fact that the kind of respect Harry showed, to not get into between the brothers, you could tell the husband, look, I'm not gonna interact with Harry or Meghan or whatever, but just leave me out of that. I do not want to participate, to add on to Harry and Meghan's misery. It's the add-on that I don't like with her. She could have just stayed out of the way. And when she sees Meghan privately said, look, I'm sorry, I'm behaving that way. I'm keeping my distance. I just don't want to participate in the shenanigan. Because now that we know, years later, now that we know the nonsense that was going behind the scene, okay, if she had talked to Meghan privately slightly like that, I think Meghan would understand. But just stay out of it. But you know what? She's a baggage for God. Let's leave that alone. Next tweet. Now this is something with the sun. Okay. Now, with this video, now I'm leading up toward Bojo and Camilla Tomney. I put this because there was a tweet that I saw and made reference to this, so I had to put them next to each other. Alright, you know Prince Harry and Princess Meghan are that couple. I don't care whose side you're on. How is it normal that people paid money to hear about two people and said people aren't there? Who does that? Alright, so let's see here. So it's a decent thing. Let's go into that so the video could be bigger and it will be screenshots, okay? Oh, I didn't know it was a thread. Okay, it's a thread. Okay. Oh, it started here. Alright, what should I do? How should I move forward with it? Because, anything with the sun, anything with Bojo, I will leave it when I get to the part where we have Bojo. So let's start it here. Okay, pause all of these so I don't want to get flagged from YouTube. Okay, it's the Matt the Menace and Arthur Idiot and Chipsake Jenny with the Sun podcast that some paid a $5 to hear them rant about the Sussex's living. Quote, I object to the word, there's the word here, Megxit kind of thing. I think that's rude, Jenny. Arthur's still crying that Harry left and want him to come back. Okay, 1 minute and 48 seconds. Let's listen to this. I never heard of it. I didn't even know it was a thread. Alright, so there will be a screenshot, okay?
Loves. And he's not given that up. Because when he's with those children, they're very sick children, he just makes them laugh and they hug him and cuddle him and he just absolutely loves it. So seeing him this week with Wellchild and then seeing him going to the Sutu, two of the things he really loved, and seeing him doing it again made me wish I was back in the royal family, quite honestly, because he had a lot to contribute. And sadly, he decided to go live in America, and I feel bad about that now because I thought that was awful what he did, and certainly when he wrote about his family in a nasty way and that television.
No, he was. I mean, you guys force him. Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't know all of this was there. First of all, let's move back. Him with the children, okay? The thing that I'm thinking about here is that all of these people, and he is part of the problem as well. You know they were talking lies. It was lies you were printing, making his life a miserable way of living in the UK. You wanted to get into his private life. And then you claim, when he said no, you claim that the taxpayers are paying for it, therefore you must get into his private life. He said no. So many ways that I cannot even explain anymore. You refuse to give him the boundary that he's asking for.
Chance my arm with a cheeky question. A bit like your mother, you are pursued every minute of every day by lots of people trying to take photographs, videoing, recording what you're saying, pushing. How can you possibly have a private life?
Cheeky question. You're right, that is a cheeky question. But Andrew, to be honest with you, sadly, that line between public and private life is almost non-existent anymore, and we will continue to do our best to ensure that there is the line. You know, we are completely aware that we're in a very privileged position, and I will spend the rest of my life you know, earning that privilege and trying to bring a spotlight onto things and causes that really matter to me, and hopefully matter to a lot of other people as well. Everyone has a right to their privacy, and you know, a lot of the members of the public get it, but sadly in some areas there is this sort of incessant need to find out every little bit of detail about what goes on behind the scenes. It's unnecessary. You know, I hope that people get to see me here in this Invictus role, you know, cracking on with the guys and and mucking in and having a good time with them. And this is, you know, this is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing, but the private life has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
These are all the people that were part of the problem. I was gonna say, why didn't you speak up? But now that I remember, there's a video that I have of him crying, please come back, the Queens need you, the Queen of the...
4 times I asked the palace, or maybe 3 times I asked the palace, if we, as a media group, could meet Meghan, and it never happened. And I think if we had have met her, and if she'd have met us, things might have been different. You know, it might see that we're human and she's human. Unfortunately, she did get some bad press, and that was a mistake. But you know, we asked for forgiveness, and please come back, because you know, this is a great country, and the royal family are very important to us all. And the Queen needs your support, Harry, because you know, William can't do it all, Catherine can't do it all. The Prince of Wales is taken on the Queen's role now, so he's even more busy. So, you know, Harry's badly needed here, and I hope in March, which he's got till March to rethink it, he comes back.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal.
So, you know, Harry's badly needed here.
Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between, a compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed.
So, you know, Harry's badly needed here.
I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death, like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties.
William can't do it all, Catherine can't do it all. The Prince of Wales is taken on the Queen's role now, so he's even more busy. So, you know, Harry's badly needed here.
Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1.
William can't do it all, Catherine can't do it all. The Prince of Wales is taken on the Queen's role now.
Barring that, they would only accept option 5.
So he's even more busy.
We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
So, you know, Harry's badly needed here.
But yet you refuse to give him the privacy that he wants. He wants to live his life in private, and then when he goes to the engagement, guess what? You guys could have come and participate with Royal Child and all of that, but you refuse to give him that privacy. And then his brother, knowing what we know now, it was William who hired Simon Case to put it in writing to get him out. When Harry realized the family is making a big mistake, him, despite all the negativity that him included and the rest of the royal rat were writing about his wife, despite all of that, if the royal family had supported them, they would have stayed, where it leads her to almost wanting to take her life.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but I know, and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
As much respect.
With as much
and,
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
Realized they're never going to protect you.
I was terrified. I didn't want history to repeat itself. No one knows the full truth.
We know the full truth.
To help the institution to do charitable work. But you guys didn't care. You didn't care about any of that. Even when she came out later on to talk about her mental well-being and things like that. Did you guys say anything? No. You add to it. You add to her misery. So what the hell are you guys talking about? All of those things that Harry's doing now for Well Child and then on his own, he was willing to do it for free. For free. And he's actually doing it for free. For free. For all those charities. This could have been a plus for the institution. But your hate for his wife and for his well-being was so deep, you refuse to see how it would have benefited the country as a whole. So all of you are some freaking problem toxic, a freaking, how do they call this? A monkey of the British country, the country as a whole, of their back. You pulling the country down. That's what you guys are. Parasite. You don't see truth. You don't see things that is good for the country. You don't see things that will flourish the country. But instead, it's negativity after negativity. And then there you are here, years later, after they left. You completely forgot your involvement and why he left. This is the toxicity the UK has. You're part of the toxicity, this guy, whoever his name is. Let's start all over. Whew.
Loves. And he's not given that up, because when he's with those children, they're very sick children, he just makes them laugh and they hug him and cuddle him, and he just absolutely loves it. So seeing him this week with Well Child and then seeing him going to Lesotho, two of the things he really loved, and seeing him doing it again made me wish I was back in the royal family, quite honestly, because...
Okay, it's eating you alive because you wanted to be there to go, you know, with your camera and click away, but he keep you out. And I have to give credit to the Well Child, the CEO, whoever is running the Well Child, because they see the true thing, that the gem that Harry is. All right, keep him alone, because there's some people who easily, from what I've seen in the UK, after the barrage of negativity of Harry, you could see occasionally, you see them on their website whenever Harry is doing something. You see them on the comment section saying their stupidity. Okay, but thank God they understand the value of Harry, and Harry put his money where his mouth is. Okay, he's helping them. He's the patron of them. He gave money from the book and all of that to the charity. But these people, but let's continue.
He had a lot to contribute. And sadly, he decided to go live in America, and I feel bad about that now.
No, sadly, you should take that to William.
I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death, like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover.
It's William who put it in writing, Harry Simon case to put it in writing to get him out. Okay, so your sorrow should be taken to William.
Because I thought that was awful what he did, and certainly when he wrote about his family in a nasty way, and that television interview with Oprah Winfrey.
Actually, Harry could have said so much more. I'm surprised, knowing what we know now after the Oprah interview, that was just nothing pretty much. He spoke very well of them. Okay? Then we got the court documents, the things that came out of the court document. Harry could have said so much more. So I don't know what this... Harry needs to put the 400 pages out, because they're already saying he said bad things. So now he should might as well, like he said, them if you do, them if you don't. So might as well put it out, because they won't leave him alone. They're still saying he's saying bad things. So put the damaging part. You're not losing anything. Let's continue.
But you know what? I think you've got to forget that. And if he wanted to come back, I'd be happy about that.
And I have no regrets. It's incredibly sad, but I have no regrets at all, because now I'm in a place where I feel as though I should have been 4 years ago.
As we listen to these people talking about how they want Harry to come back and all of that, they have no consideration about Harry's feeling. It's either them, where they're talking about themselves, I, or the royal family and all of that. Nothing, no consideration about Harry's own personal feelings. They don't care about his feeling. They only care about the institution, the people who's running the institution, and themselves. But nothing about Harry.
From their perspective, they had to believe that it was more about us and maybe the issues that we had, as opposed to their partner, the media, and themselves in that relationship that was causing so much pain for us. The saddest part of it was this wedge created between myself and my brother so that he's now on the institution side. And I get, part of that I understand, right? That's his inheritance. So to some extent, it's already ingrained in him that part of his responsibility is the survivability and the continuation of this institution.
Yeah, but the point is he doesn't want to come back, I don't think. He
No.
regarded it as a trap. He still thinks his father and his brother are trapped. And he's finding his own way, and all credit to him. I actually object to the word Mexit. I think that's rude.
Did you ever said that before? Now that they flourish on their own, all of a sudden you think that's food? Did she ever said that, disagree with that? Now we are on the other side of things. Now they left the UK, they're flourishing, they're doing things on their own. Did she ever? I don't know. I don't follow these people. But have any of these groups ever said how rude Megxit, the term Megxit, was rude? Alright, so right now your word means shit because Harry have moved on. But let's continue. I'm moving it back slightly, okay? I'm sorry, there will be a screenshot. As a matter of fact, maybe I should learn to just put a blank screen on as those audios are playing, because YouTube keeps on coming back to some old videos. But let's continue.
I actually object to the word Mexit. I think that's rude. I think Meghan has her own independent style and her way of life, and yes, it is not in tune with people in the UK, and she is not popular, and I don't think she wants to come back. And therefore, they are going their own ways to an extent. But I
you know what? At the beginning, when I hear some of the radios, people who call in and LBC and things like that, they like Meghan, but it's the media who create this narrative for the royal family to make it seem like it's the entire UK. I understand we're not going to get 100% of the population to agree that they like Meghan. Yes, there will be some reserve and certain things or whatever, because some people truly love the institution. So we will not get 100% people who love Meghan. But the royal family who create this narrative to make the tabloid talk badly about her, create this narrative, put in people's skull who seems like they cannot think for themselves, to hate on her. But Meghan was doing good things. Alright, so for those who don't care, I guess stay on your suffering. I can't help you if you don't want to help yourself.
This is how it was covered for her. This is how it was covered for her. If you don't see the difference and understand why it's being reported that way, then I can't help you. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Meghan and Harry were there to help you, remove you from the misery that the government and the royal family put you in. Yeah, I put the royal family because they're taking millions from the taxpayers. So you rather stay in misery, so I can help you. Like Harry said, if you refuse to understand, I can help you.
This is how it was covered for her. This is how it was covered for her. If you don't see the difference and understand why it's being reported that way, then I can't help you. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't.
All right. So he was there to help people, but hey, you prefer to push him out. I'm not talking for all the Brits here. Some of the Brits. You prefer to push him out, so he moved on. He could do on his own. Let's continue.
I hope and believe that Harry is very happy in his life.
And I have no regrets. It's incredibly sad, but I have no regrets at all, because now I'm in a place where I feel as though I should have been 4 years ago.
And I don't think we should set up some rivalry between William and Harry. They both, as Harry said some time ago, didn't he, when we first heard about them splitting up a bit, he said, we are on very different paths. And they are on very different paths, but both are on a legitimate path, I think. Harry has said he views his mission in life to show up and do good, and I think he's doing that.
Good.
And William is doing a brilliant job in the most difficult circumstances with so much pressure because of
Okay, like I was just reading, he can even show up at the Olympic to support some of the athletes who's representing his country, but he's there, football games, doing different things and giving excuse. Okay, if you think this is brilliant, hey, I'm not gonna argue with that.
Catherine's.
Okay, so that's that. Next one, let's pause this because I know it will play. Arthur still crying about working with Harry. Quote, oh, I never saw when he has anxiety attack. You wouldn't have saw, they told him to keep it to himself. All right, 2 minutes and 56 seconds. I really didn't know this was a thread.
I loved working with him. He always tried to get you a loving picture. I mean, some of these pictures here, you know, Usain Bolt. I mean, he was unbelievably brilliant. And then the day he met her, the day he got fixed up with her, he cut us all dead like that, just overnight.
Well, you guys, this is the brilliance with Harry. This is the brilliance with Harry. He was playing along, and he really think things through. Because I remember there was this video I was watching where he was talking to some of fellow military people. I think he invited them to his house and things like that. They went hiking and he was talking to them about family life while they were in the military. One of the things that caught my attention where he said when he was in the military, there is no way he was gonna start a family. Okay, because it's so hard, so much pressure that is put on the family. So he didn't want that. And I think he got these things from listening to other fellow soldiers when he was in the military. Okay? So from listening to other people, he implementing certain things as part of his life. He didn't want to start a family. So that's one thing. Now, and remember, he always seen wanting these people away when he's doing work. Let's say he's a hands-on thing. There's one video, I remember him, I think William was there. They building things, putting bricks or something, where the cameras all over and they're saying, how you doing this or whatever, how are you feeling? It's like, well, you guys are here, I can't even work, something like that.
In a very wet Britain, Harry joins his brother building flood defenses. With the media following his every moment, Harry can't hide his irritation.
Harry, you enjoying getting stuck in?
Not really with you guys, bro.
Okay, so he was paying attention to everything, but he never really expressed his true feeling. And I think, well, he did express some of them, where, you know, when he was in the military, they figure out where he was and all of that. And he had to go back home and do different things. So he truly hated the British media. So when he finally finds someone that he knows he's gonna marry, which I said in one of the videos, could be this one or the one that I recorded, where Nacho was in it, and he told Nacho he find a woman that he's gonna marry, and it's on the Netflix docuseries. So now he wants to protect her because he knows how you guys are. You destroy people's lives, and knowing what we know now, they went and hired people, trying to pay people to talk negatively of her, got her social security, got all her personal information.
The Sun hired an American private investigator to obtain personal and private data on Meghan Markle and her father, Thomas Markle. The PI then sold illegally obtained data to The Sun, though the paper denies knowing that it was gotten illegally. The Sun immediately tasked notorious Los Angeles-based PI Dan Dano Hanks to mine Meghan's data after news broke in October 2016 that she was seeing Prince Harry. Hanks obtained her social security number by deception, a criminal offence in the US as it is in the UK. Hanks also stole the data of Meghan's half-brother, her mother Doria Ragland, her ex-husband and 2 rumoured former boyfriends. The same day, a secret dossier with this ill-gotten information and Meghan's mobile phone numbers and addresses was emailed by Hanks to his handler James Beale, the US editor of The Sun. byline investigators seen an invoice for $2,000 for the work sent by Hanks to the Sun's London HQ and a remittance advice note proving that he was paid at least $750 for the information on 11 members of Meghan's family and friends. In his exclusive interview, Hanks described Meghan's social security number as a key identifier beyond the reach of legal searches, which would enable other PIs to dig deeper into confidential records, opening up all the other private data held on US government and state databases. The Vietnam veteran drove to the LA houses of Meghan and her father to photograph the properties so that the Sun could commission specialist reporters and photographers to mount a stakeout of each. The very next day, James Beale, along with the paper's then royal correspondent Emily Andrews, wrote the first story about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry ever to appear in The Sun. The story contained the first fruits of Hanks' dossier, as The Sun had obtained a quote from Meghan's niece, Ashley Friedman, whose contact details were among the data that Hanks had sold. The Sun has never admitted ever having illegally obtained such information from any private investigator and denies doing so in 2016 to Meghan and Harry. Click the links to parts 1.
Try to pay that actor to speak ill of her and all of that. So Harry knows. So when he finally met the woman, and I believe it was him, he wanted to interview Meghan. And Harry said, no, you're not going to interview her. And which is good, because they were going to use all of these against her and start writing something completely different from what she probably was going to say to them, because that's the way they are. In front of them, you in front of them, they, talking nicely, smiling with you. And then once they go behind their computer, they just trash you. So Harry knows. I don't understand. And Harry have said that as well. I was going to say, you would have thought these old people understand, because they will learn and change.
I don't want to say it's refreshing, but it is nice to know that kids that young have an appreciation and understanding greater than some of the people who have been on this planet for 60, 70 years. So I think without credit, I've been a pessimist many times because of the work that we end up doing. You can be surrounded by negativity sometimes. But as I said just now, the younger generation of the world has turned me into an optimist, because they are the best connected, the most passionate generation that I think that we've ever had. And what we need to do is be able to create a platform so that they can be heard, because they have the solutions to some of the world's biggest problems.
But no. And Harry had said this in the Obama Foundation, where the older you are, the more experience you have, the more of this.
It was always presumed, this is my take on it, which may be very wrong, but I think the presumption was always the longer you spend on this planet, the more experience and the more knowledge that you have. Fine.
But it seems like these people do not, I don't know, how do they process things? They don't know how to learn from things or evolve, change. Something happened, it didn't work, so I need to change this or something. No, they remain the same, and then they want to continue abusing people, and then they want the person to continue to being abused while they just, marking them and writing BS about them. All right, I went off. Let me start all over, okay? Screenshot.
I loved working with him. He always tried to get you a lovely picture. I mean, some of these pictures here, Usain Bolt. I mean, he was unbelievably brilliant. And
that's because he was working. He gave you access. That's what he was doing. All right, this is what he was saying to you guys as a working boy. You could take as many pictures as possible, but his private life needs to remain private. But you want to intrude in it, and this is where he will not deal with you.
And then the day he met her, the day he got fixed up with her, he cut us all dead like that, just overnight, finished. And I can only blame her. Look, she's not talking to her family, and now he's not talking to his family. What's the common denominator?
The common denominator is you guys and the royal family, because you went behind their backs, okay, to get her family to get involved. And then sadly, okay, they should have known better to not participate in it. You give them money to talk against her.
In a current affair exclusive, Meghan Markle's sister, Samantha Grant, or Samantha Markle as she now prefers to be called, takes us inside their fractured relationship.
True, because remember, I know that was set up pack shots, but remember he was filmed, the dad, getting measured for the suit, reading up about England. So if he wasn't invited, that doesn't even make sense. And I know the paps set him up with that, but that was on the pretense that he was going to the wedding. So what she's saying doesn't add up.
Well, why don't we get her on next week? For another interview.
We're not paying her $200 for an interview.
Okay, the father even said the whole plan was to mess up the wedding.
That may have been one of the things that upset her. And of course the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
You want people to forget all of that? What is wrong with this? Is what I'm saying. The older these people are, they don't learn, they don't anything. They don't think they did anything wrong. He is part of the problem. And the royal family were all behind it. If they had come and tell her the truth and all of that, she'll pack up her bag and leave. But look at this, the wedding. She didn't even want that huge wedding. Harry did not want that huge wedding. But you guys, the family, see an opportunity to make money and you made them do that huge wedding. And then Charles pretend to accept Harry and Meghan's union to walk her down the aisle. Why are you talking to the father not to show up?
And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
The father is sick. He's in the hospital. All of this. So he could take the glam light and pretend he's a good guy. Well, he got me on this, I have to say. He got me on this. But I didn't know any better. Okay? To look good for that few moments. Meanwhile, they all were backstabbers. And you expect Harry to be okay with that? So Harry is not supposed to have a life of his own? The minute he met her, he cut all of us up. What are you to him? What is wrong with these adult, brainless people over there? Oh my God.
I agree on that. Out, you know. But in his own words, he wasn't happy in that role. He found public appearances incredibly difficult. He would come out in a sweat, in panic attacks.
Well, I never saw him.
I know, but that's what he's told us.
I know, but that's what he said in the book. A lot of other.
Well, he was a working royal. Isn't this performance? He does engagement. He does this thing for the institution. He did it. And then this is the thing these people refuse to understand. He was performing for you guys. But the part where he want to cut you off was his private life.
And to be honest with you, sadly, that line between public and private life is almost non-existent anymore, and we will continue to do our best to ensure that there is the line. You know, we are completely aware that we're in a very privileged position. This is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing, but the private life has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
And then you have all these adults. None of them is checking each other out on their stupidity. This is what I mean. The entire UK need a psychologist to come and help them. The psychologist needs to be from someone outside of the UK, outside of that bubble. Because you're seeing two adults who are part of the problem, not checking any of each other out for their stupidness, their lies and nonsense. Oh my God.
Other things he said in the book, which was not very nice as well. And I just love working with him. I promise you. I went to Jamaica with him once. He was dancing with the girls in the bars. He was fantastic. And
that was performance. Working royal. You had access. This is public life.
At the end of every tour, I'm telling you, we'd go to a bar, and Harry would come in, and we'd all the journalists and the photographers, and we'd sit and we'd have a drink, and he'd have a laugh, and he'd say, "I didn't like that story, but I love that picture." And at the end of it all, we'd pay the bill, and he would go. And we'd all left feeling good about it, and that's how he was, and that always happened wherever we were.
You should have respected his wife. He was the only one who treated you guys with some sort of dignity and respect. You should have respected his wife. You should have respected his wife to have that continual access. You see him in New York, where his assistant was introducing him Harry, that is, to people. Let me see if I get those three papers. I think it's People, Town and Country. There was one more. I don't remember the third one. Introducing. He was willing to give you access, but you guys refuse. He's telling you where the boundary is, but you refuse. You keep on crossing it. This is how far it went. The grandmother gave him that fragment. Okay, you want to see private access to him. You're saying the taxpayers are paying for this. He decided to pay it back. And he continued doing this work. You create another issues and he solve it. You create another one. He solve it until it's enough. When that got to his wife mental well-being, he said, that's it. I had enough. And then the brother, okay, with the help of you guys, propping the other brother up, had hired Simon Case to write Harry off. So Harry saw there was a mistake. All this is public document. It's in court. This is why he went to court, to have the judge review it. I always see it as another set of eyes to see the stupidity, the mistake, okay, the mistake the institution was doing. To have a different set of eyes to see the mistake the institution was doing. Hey, it's in writing. Guess what? What can he do? What can the judge do? Because if this is what the monarch, the heir, and the spare want, what is the judge for that? You don't want him there, so he has to agree. You guys kick him out. So what was he supposed to do? And then this is the stupidity of everything. Now Bojo, maybe on another video, I'm already 40-something minutes, Bojo is saying, you know, despite all the public nonsense headlines you were putting, trashing him and his wife, and then going behind the back door, telling Bojo to get Harry back. What the F is this? Is it Harry, a married man, a family? My goodness. You want him to mess up his marriage? There's a child involved. I know you guys don't care about marriage. Oh my God. The UK is toxic. It's toxic. I don't understand this. I don't know how anyone with well-minded, who have platform, who have money. There's a lot of rich people in the UK who have their own platform. Any dent that the institution put on them will not make a huge difference. Why nobody with huge platform speak against this full-blown BS of what's happening?
In America or in Australia, New Zealand, anywhere he did that. And I'll tell you what, he was some star, and I love working with him. Pick him every day, but now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, you should have respect his wife. That's all.
We've seen Harry recently, as you mentioned, Well Child in New York. He was really mixing with world leaders. He was mixing with people from the UN. He was mixing with people connected with many of the charities that he works with, organisations like Travelist. Now in Lesotho. Is there a danger, I need to ask you two, is there a danger that not this audience who are really plugged into what the royal family do, but is there a danger that people will see Harry so visible over the last 10 days if he continues on that kind of role and assume that he has this royal role, that he's representing the UK? Because he's been very visible. No,
he's not representing the UK. You guys kick him out. You even, you even removed the HRA to not have any association with the institution. He wanted to remove his title, the Sussexes. You guys don't want it. Okay? He's not representing the UK. He's representing his charities and things that he's passionate about. There's no connection with the institution anymore. Yes, he is a Brit. If you had let him, many of these things would be in association with the institution. But you cut him out, okay, from the beginning. Oh my God.
In the last couple of weeks, doing some, getting a lot of jobs, getting a lot of coverage.
Well, I think we've got to stop saying it's a royal role. They're on a quasi-royal tour. They're not calling their tour to Colombia or wherever. They're not saying it's a tour, and certainly not a royal tour.
No, they call it a trip.
Yeah, a trip.
Yeah, they don't call it tours.
It is us. We are guilty of saying, "Oh, look, they're acting like royals."
Yeah, but I mean, he's a duke. He's a duke.
Okay, she finally checked him out. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, they're all adults. They're not checking each other out. At least she finally said something right. I agree with her. Alright, but let's listen to Arthur Edward talking his BS. I move it back slightly.
They don't call it tours,
It is us. We are guilty of saying, "Oh, look, they're acting like royals." No,
yeah, but I mean, he's a duke, isn't he? He's the Duke of Sussex, and I mean, you know, and he goes under that name, and she goes under the Duchess of Sussex, and they call their kid William and Prince and Princess, you know. So they.
I never hear Harry or Meghan calling their children Prince and Princess. Okay. Look, was it the last video where Meghan was at the gala for Children's Hospital of LA saying, "Oh, my kids are close to that age. They're 3 and 5 and all of that."
So 3 and 5. Yeah.
I didn't hear her say anything, Princess Lilibet, Princess this, Prince this, or anything like that. You want them to be in association with the institution, but it's just too bad you guys want to take his titles. He's like, go ahead, take the title, but you guys not accepting it.
Oh, a royal family, and then they go on a trip. You could assume that it's a royal trip, but it's a royal tour as well.
No.
And listen, they don't do it together now anyway. He just seems to do them on his own.
Well, with Harry.
Yeah, Harry, yeah.
I was wondering about this, because do you think it's deliberate that he's come over and done all these jobs without Meghan?
Oh my God, the stupidity of it. Without Meghan, they have children. They're doing different things. And Harry already told you he's not bringing his wife to the UK because of the stupidity that's going over there. Oh my God.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.